Hi, my name is Max Flower. I'm here with Janet Lowe. She is a writer of business people and businesses, and also investing, especially value investing. We are here at the Berkshire Hathaway shareholders meeting. Miss Lowe, how did you become inspired to become a writer, and was there any mentor that you first found that really set you on this direction?
Max, I was very lucky to find my first mentor at age 15. I was at a high school, kind of a girls and boys state conference where they separated you into tables, and the tables chose a representative, and I was chosen as the representative of my table and made my presentation. And the sponsor of the conference was actually a very well-known man at that time named Hank Greenspun, who owned the Las Vegas, Nevada Review, Las Vegas Sun, and the television station in Las Vegas. And he chose me and four other young high school students to do they call it the youth forum, and it was like a teenage meet the press, and we interviewed the governor and celebrities from the Strip, and of course this was in the late 50s and early 60s, so it was a small town at that time. And when I turned 16, they hired me at the newspaper. So I just grew up. I eventually I majored in econ. My dad didn't think I should major in journalism, so I was an economics major, and I became the business editor of the San Diego Tribune, the Union Tribune in San Diego, where I was an investment columnist. But Hank Greenspun, who was very, very well known because he was one of the targets of Joe McCarthy, and he had been involved in helping Israel become a nation, and Joe McCarthy targeted him, and so he was always sort of in the news for that. But he was a very dedicated journalist, an idealistic man, and for some reason he took a liking to young people, and he would help them along.
Well, it sounds like a very intense man in a very intense period of time, and fortunately you and he clicked very well. And you, so at Sweet 16, you had your first official job in journalism,
I did.
although you started at 15.
Yes.
And then,
I was in television at 15 and newspapers at 16, yeah.
and you covered some celebrities, among other things, and then you got a business education, and you worked in investment, and all of this has led up to developing a mastery or a deep understanding of some business titans in our lifetime: Benjamin Graham, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Bill Gates, Jack Welch. Ted Turner, a great man. What is there a common denominator between all of those people that you've covered?
The common denominator that I see is passion, and that is a main one, but Warren Buffett is probably a good example. He uses logic, he uses reasoning, he uses math, but on top of that, he also uses intuition. He has a great sense of the integrity of people, the integrity of a business, and he has a very firm yes and a very firm no. When he sees something that is not going to work for him, or somebody that is not going to fit into his life standards or style, it's a no, and he means it, and that's the end of that. So he saves a lot of time being very direct. And
Yes.
I think they're all like that. They're focused on what they're doing.
Very good. And have you ever given much thought about the partnership between Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger? How is it that they could succeed together for so long? And would they have been as successful on their own as? And was there something that was almost explosive in their combination?
Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger were both on their way to. They were quite successful when they met. There was nothing wrong with them, but. A powerful partnership is a wonderful thing, and Bill Gates will tell you that. He had a very good early partner, and they enhanced each other. And Charlie Munger the other evening was talking, and he said, we started with this little company that had three losing things. We had the Berkshire Mills, and we had a department store, and what was the other one? Blue Chip Stamps, which was dying at the time, but it did have float. But he said that he's still amazed when he realizes that just by getting up every day and doing the best they could, and trying to be honest businessmen, that it could turn into something like Berkshire Hathaway is today. And the fact that it amazes one of the partners, I think, is kind of thrilling.
And if you have the opportunity, is there one more person in the world that you'd like to do a deep study on, business, politics, or anything else? What's one person that fascinates you now that you'd like to learn more about?
Oh, well, I think there are some women, who are coming up. Now I'm spacing on the names, but the head of the World Bank, and of course Janet Yellen. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I mean, there are some amazing women in the world of business and finance that I'm so happy to see how they're doing.
And I'm sure that they're happy that you inspired them, because I
wouldn't
feel
say that, but
well, I feel comfortable saying that you are a pioneer in not only in the journalism industry, but because you've covered business, you've been very popular and notable in that community. And any girl who gets a job in the media, in the newspaper at 15, and then gets her first real job at 16, and then just keeps moving up through the world in that trajectory, I think has probably opened a lot of doors for a lot of the women that are your heroes today.
I hope so.
Well, I appreciate you making the world a better place, and I appreciate you taking your time with me. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.